Tell that story, because that's a really interesting story about how you actually got yourself into the industry, because you really put yourself out there, Colin, didn't
Yeah.
you? And I think that's brave. So I think that you should talk about that.
Yeah, look, I played the long game, and if there were a message, the guys that come in that do work experience again, I try and say to them, everyone's in a rush today, right? You want, and that's the way the world works. If you want something to eat, when we were kids, you had to walk to the shop and buy a chocolate, or you had to go, and you wanted to go to your mate's house, you get there, you'd say goodbye to your mum and dad, call them maybe when you were there, but you had to work out which bus, which tube to get.
You did.
Everything is like literally drops out of the sky now. I want something to eat, press a couple of buttons. I want to get somewhere, I press a button.
So true, hasn't it? How the world's changed.
And the kids today, like they come in and I can see, and they're like, some of them have been very open at going, I'm finished by 30. And I'm like, you don't want to have made it by 30 and lost it by 40.
Yeah.
Right? Trust me, when you get to 40, 50 or whatever, then you live a comfort. But they were in a rush.
Yeah.
And I'm a believer, if you're as good as you say you are, it will come to you.
Yeah.
Like Daniel was saying, it's graft, it's hard work, roll your sleeves up. There are certain principles, never compromise on your reputation. That's something that's sacrosanct to me, and I'll never do.
Fundamental.
Correct. But they're always, it's a rush. And so I was the opposite. I kind of went in at 95. I got told you could be here till Christmas. We're not going to pay you.
Yeah.
I was first in, last out. Made myself a nuisance. The junior at the time, as they were called then.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
A derogatory term probably today, but today we call them a grad.
It's all right, we've had floaters on the show and everything.
Yeah,
you can't say that anymore either.
Was in place, and I thought, I could give this a go. And at Christmas they were like, we love you, but we can't pay. I was like, it's all right. I mean, I was living at home with my mum and dad. What different? I knew, a bit like Daniel, there's a family history of property.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate. I was... funny enough that my father's got a residential business locally, which everyone thought I was going to go into. And he and I had, I think, one conversation, and I said, you know what? And he was smart, because again, going back to when I was studying, it was like, listen, you're not going to just kick around for 8 weeks and put your feet up.
Yeah.
If you want to get into this industry, in this sector, find out about it. So I worked in industrial.
Yeah.
And I thought, logistics today different. But back in the day, I didn't want to get involved in that side of the business. So I looked at management, thought, maybe not, but I like the buzz of the transactional side. Yeah. I worked it out. So over the course of 4 summers, I worked at different places, built up some work experience, probably, which is why I'm so keen on giving away.
Yeah.
And it really gave me a basic understanding of, okay, I think I like this or I don't like this. And so, I always knew I wanted to get into property. I had my foot in the door. I wasn't being paid, but I was living at home.
Yeah.
So what? And then...
Sponging up that experience.
Yeah. In May 96.
And sponging off his mum and dad.
Yeah. Well, no, I was a qualified tennis coach.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was a sport. So I was a qualified coach. So I was earning money. On the weekends I could try and coach and cover my X's and Y's at home. And it got to May 96. The junior left. They offered me a job, and I said, "Come on, I've done my my probate period here, and as I say, the rest is history." And 30 years later, I'm very proud of what, some amazing people and I together have built, with great teams and great people around us. And
because you would have seen like significant change
massive
during that period.
Yeah.
And sometimes do you find yourself just sort of sitting down looking back to what it was as rather than what it is now, and how
the business or the sector? Or
the business, I think. Let's talk about the business first and then the sector. Because I think because you've been there for so long, and it was, I don't know how big it was when you were joined, but I'm guessing it was
there was half a dozen of us and half a dozen small buildings, and now we're a business where we've got over 5 billion under management.
Wow.
And we collect rent and service charge in excess of 350 million with 3,000 plus tenants.
Wow.
So that's
that's a big change.
Yeah, it's a big change over the years. But again, we weren't in a rush. We built it organically. We've of course made poor decisions, but we tried to make diligent decisions about the financial side of the business. COVID, which was an anomaly which no one saw coming. But I think we sit in a unique position in the sense that we are a very rare, we're a very rare business in the sense we're multidisciplinary.
Yes.
Okay, so we provide expertise across all whether it be management, capital markets, lease advisory. We've got accounts, we've got a professional team, valuation, and really sort of cradle to grave service. So in times where you need regular income, like on the management, we've got it there.